The nation is pausing today on this 80th anniversary of the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor.
It did nothing short of change the course of human history. And this morning, some of the last survivors are gathering in Hawaii to remember and to reflect, and also to mark that day. A short time ago, this was the scene as President Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady, visited the World War II Memorial in Washington. They laid a wreath in honor of the Americans who died there.
Well, Harry Smith is back with more of his visit to the memorial in Hawaii and the story of a man who was not only there, but says he knew before anyone else that something was coming, and it sure was, Harry.
You know, this was this gigantic surprise attack, and did the United States know? Did they not know? Well, there are people who say, and history will remember, that there was a warning. We talked to someone who was there and has quite the story to tell.
It takes time to get a dozen or so 90-somethings and 100-somethings off a bus. They'd just flown in from the mainland. They are World War II veterans in Hawaii for the 80th anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Each had tags identifying where they had served. An impressive bunch, no question. Some of the last of the greatest generation.
Hi, girls. How are y'all? Thank you.
One of the men was here in Hawaii, December 7th, 1941, part of a radar crew.
Let's talk about the old days a little bit, if you don't mind.
I have quite a history, believe me.
How old were you when you signed up?
18.
Richard Schimmel enlisted in the Army in search of a better life.
You ever see these pictures where the people are out in the food line with the little kid? I was one of them. My mother took us out there to get the food. We walked, too. We didn't have a car. But I remember that.
Richard and his family were among the millions laid low by the Great Depression.
By the time I was 18, I lived in 10, 11 homes. I went to 8 or 9 schools. Every time the rent came due, we moved. And then I decided I wanted to travel. And I always wanted to see Hawaii. So I figured the best way to go to Hawaii is join the service. So I went in and I joined the service.
It was, for a while, an adventure in paradise. Schimmel, part of a crew with a brand new technology.
We got the radar unit. Now the idea was putting it together. Nobody knew what we were doing. It was like an erector set.
Radar was brand new then, right?
We were the first ones.
And this is where his story takes a remarkable turn.
On December 7th, your friend, one of the guys that you were working with, recognizes something is coming on the radar. Didn't know if it was friend or foe, though.
No, we couldn't tell if it was friend or foe, no.
At the time, radar is still somewhat of a newfangled device and needs to be perfected.
The operator picks up another signal.
Dr. Rob Citino, a senior historian at the World War II Museum in New Orleans.
It comes down to expectations, Harry. If you're not expecting something and then you have evidence that it's happening, your first thing you say is, well, that can't be. And that's precisely what happened with our radar operators and the people to whom they reported.
So when we got the coordinates, we sent them into him. The lieutenant said, forget about it, that's it. Nah, don't worry about it. It's nothing, don't worry about it. So, okay.
The U.S. military was expecting a group of unarmed B-17 bombers from the mainland, not the attack that soon hit. That message about the incoming planes, young Richard Schimmel saved it.
For some reason, I don't know why I ever did this. I copied it down.
Do you remember what was in the message?
I still have it.
You still have it. What did it say?
It was the whole thing about the seeing the planes. I don't think, where the hell do I have that? I think maybe I can find it for you later on.
Schimmel and his crew watched as Pearl Harbor burned.
Where we were high. I could see all of Pearl Harbor.
Wow.
We would see the planes flying. We would hear the boom, and we could see the fire. They did a hell of a job, too. They knew what they were doing. Yeah.
We realized keeping up with a 99-year-old took some effort as we rummaged through the house.
Now, you said you wrote down. Do you know where that is?
It's a little book. Hey, where the heck do I?
In a spare room, though, he located the note.
Oh, here it is.
Laminated so it would last.
Can you see it?
Yeah. When did you write this down?
December 7th.
And it says at the top, warning. They were traveling fast. Unbelievable.
Proof that the radar operators had done their job, proof that it made no difference. Schimmel would serve out the rest of World War II on a crusty piece of the Pacific called Canton, occasionally assaulted, but without real consequence.
What's it mean for you to be here today?
I can't explain it in words, but it's really something. I mean, to be over here, to see this.
Like 16 million other Americans in World War II who wore a uniform, who served, who did their bit.
You know, a lot of people look up to all of you as heroes.
Well, yeah. We did our job. We love our country. That's what matters the most to me.
We did our job. We love our country. That's what matters the most.
Richard Schimmel was determined to find that scrap of paper.
Wasn't that something?
That was amazing.
What a story to tell. And for World War II buffs, this is pretty well known that this event had happened. But then to find the guy who said, oh no, this really did in fact happen, right?
They're all such treasures, and there's just so vanishingly few left.
Right.
So to
and
tell these
he,
stories
like
matters
so
much.
many others, somehow survives the Depression. Says, you know what? Actually, the military is a better choice for me.
Right.
They go, they do their bit, they come back. He sold heavy appliances at Sears for his whole life. Still collects a pension. Still alive, kicking. Happy to be here. He's a happy to be here guy.
We're happy you traveled to Hawaii to tell that story.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
Harry.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.